Ladies and gentlemen, it's the king of collectibles, Ken Goldin.
Yeah. This is the Mona Lisa of all Pokemon collectibles.
Where do you think it's gonna land?
Right now, I believe is million.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. One guy who does buy from me that I can say is Drake.
He outbid me on a Bob Ross.
And you didn't know it at the time. I was like dying.
You can see?
Of course I see. I wish I can call you and say, Logan, you're not gonna win. Kim Kardashian, she bought O.J. Simpson's Bible that Robert Kardashian inscribed and gifted to O.J. when he was arrested.
Oh my
and
God.
we had this Tupac letter from prison. It was rumored that that's what got him because it was against thug life.
Who is the most knowledgeable person in the collectibles industry?
Someone like Ken Goldin.
These are guaranteed an autograph in each of these tins.
You'll never believe what my autograph is.
No.
Yeah. Yo, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Who?
Wait. Hold on. I actually kind of need to lock in here.
Yeah, lock in, right?
All right, hold on.
What? Okay.
Wait.
Why are you locked out?
I don't know.
We haven't filmed in ages. As you can tell, I'm locked in.
I
dude.
know. You're on today. You're so on. I've been on for like the past couple weeks, Mike. I just can't stop winning my wrestling matches and just traveling the world and doing amazing things and being so humble about all of it.
Yeah, I've been seeing all that.
The car?
Do we need a
Card?
car right now?
What card? Oh, the Pikachu Illustrator. Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah. Let's get the Illustrator in here.
Can I?
Let's get the Illustrator
Is
in
that
here.
why all those goons walked in with Ken Goldin? Why
Yeah.
does Ken Goldin have a squad of goons with him?
Because I told him, this guy wants to wear my Pikachu Illustrator to Jake's
Nah,
fight.
he can't.
I said, okay, as long as you have 3 security guards whose total weight is above 900 pounds.
They're not 300 each.
The one is pretty thick.
Yeah, that dude's over.
That
How
dude's-
how much you
how much you weigh,
clocking in at
boss?
right now? 290, 280?
270?
270?
The other dude's probably 320, and then Neil's 365.
He's a little short. He doesn't have
I
the
don't think
necessary
so.
weight requirement to carry that card around.
I don't think so.
Not to mention, he just iced us, bro. He
did,
iced
yeah.
us for like 30 minutes. Dude, he made us wait longer than Trump. I'm not even kidding, bro.
It's crazy, too, because we came from the same spot. I was on the plane with him
I'm
here.
so curious where he went. Like, he landed at the same place as you and then detoured to,
Yeah,
like,
where-
get a sandwich
yeah,
or something.
yeah, what happened?
Hey,
Hey, welcome Ken Goldin. Welcome Ken Goldin.
what's up, brother? How you doing, man? Good to see you, bro.
How are you, Ken?
Long time no see.
I'll shake your hand, even though we were just on the same plane.
Oh, man.
I gotta do the intro again now that you're seated.
Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Ken Goldin. Wait, I'm sorry. Can I do it one more time?
Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the king of. I'll say the king of collectibles first,
Okay.
and then I'll say Ken Goldin. I know I switched it up on you,
Okay.
but I feel like this one's gonna be the best one yet.
Okay.
Ladies, hold on. Clap after I say the whole thing. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the king of.
I was going to go early anyways.
I told you I was
gonna go
off.
early. I know, I was going to go.
I'm winning too many matches, bro.
I was going to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the king of collectibles, Ken Goldin.
Thank you.
I might have cut off the beginning of that one a little.
No, it's fine.
You want to do it again?
No, it's fine. I
Okay.
feel good about that.
Okay.
I feel good about that.
Ken, where the plane lands, Opalaka, private, real rich stuff, right?
Yeah.
Logan comes straight here. You are 30 minutes behind him. Where do you go when you land in Miami? Did you go to 11, booby trap? What happened, dude?
I go inside and I try and get some hot water with lemon because I burnt my voice out at the Netflix party last night for season 3, trying to talk while everything was going on. And I found the hot water, go in the car. I think I put it in the cup holder, and unfortunately, it landed on David.
Oh,
Wait.
oh, you smoked David.
You burned one of your friends, one of the goons?
Yes.
Oh, you smoked.
Is he okay? Does he?
He says he is. He goes, he got his pants.
Will he make a Why I Left Team Golden video?
I don't know. I just
Because those go crazy.
I'm a big lawsuit target, so I'm just hoping on a personal injury claim here. Who knows?
See, that's the other security guard.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Oh, he could walk around with your $10 billion card all day.
Hey, how much
dude.
you weigh, boss?
330. Oh, my God. What was the weight limit? You were supposed to have 900 pounds of security for the card?
Yeah, exactly.
I think you
we're
hit
over.
it.
I think we're
you
good.
got it.
I think
Okay,
we're
cool.
good.
Cool.
We're definitely good. Yeah, Ken. Hey, welcome, dude. I always love collabing with you.
Absolutely.
Man, it's been 5 years of this shit.
Yeah.
Starting, remember our first
do.
edition box break?
I do.
Ken Goldin came
I know.
around,
Yep.
breaking cards.
I remember that very well.
Yep.
It was one of my standout moments of this friendship, trying to announce the names of these Pokemon cards. I didn't know anything about them. I do know it's the strongest brand. I mean, no disrespect to the Pokemon stands out there, but I don't know anything about it. And to get right into it, wow, how much the momentum in the card industry has just skyrocketed since all that happened. It's crazy.
The other thing is, I think it's the last time either you or I pulled a Charizard out of a box.
Yeah, that's the other sad
We got
part
two
about
of them that day. But no, look, the market in 2021, I thought the market was hot. Okay, I thought it was like, to me, I said, oh crap, is this like tulips? Is this like, because everything's going up. But what's happened now is the prices on the best of the best items, dwarf 2021. Like literally a card that we would have been happy getting $1 million for in 4 years ago probably goes for $6 million now.
Oh my God.
And it's to me, it's like friggin' mind-boggling because like, where are these people getting all this money from? I mean, a lot of billionaires are just like buying stuff for their kids. There's asset funds. There's people pooling together to get stuff, and then a lot of people have made money and they're spending it on what they love, and this stuff makes them happy. I mean, when people say, "What do you do?" I say, "I sell shit that makes people happy."
Yeah, on one of the largest auction sites in the world.
Yes,
called Golden Auctions.
Yep.
Your last name sold to eBay for how much? Can you say?
Come on, dude. Give us
something, Ken.
eBay is public. You can probably find it in filing somewhere. I'm guessing it's some 9-figure number.
We mean guessing.
I'm guessing it's some 9-figure number.
You don't even look at the check.
Dude, wait. So, because I invested in Golden, which was then acquired by Collectors.
Yes,
But then
merged with
collectors sold it to eBay.
Yes.
Am I rich now?
Yeah, you should have put more in. You were probably I think you're about 10 times on your investment in Golden.
Another 10Xer. And they talk about your brother being the king of YouTube investors, dude. Maybe you got a future in this stuff.
Well, I think we got a future together because now I'm investing with him.
I know.
And we invest in different stuff that has independently been successful. We have the access, we have the network.
Yep.
I know you.
Yep.
And then we have the capital at a young age. Part of the thing that we did with the money that we made from YouTube was invest it. And we made some pretty strategic investments. And you're sitting at this intersection, this crossroads of culture and collectibles, which has now seemingly collided.
Yep.
You made a very successful auction house. It's one of the most reputable auction houses in the world. And then you also have a Netflix show, which is on its third season. Wildly impressive. My family reality show didn't get past season 1. So, dude, King of Collectibles season 3 is now on Netflix.
Yeah, it's going to season 3. I think I love doing the show. It was when this guy Connor Shell, who did The Last Dance. Yeah, he came to me with some pedigree. I said, "What have you done?" He goes, "Well, I was executive vice president of ESPN and production, which means it was my idea to do the whole 30 on 30 series, and my big project, that I really wanted to start my own thing, but I waited till it was out. Was Last Dance." I'm like, "Oh my God, you got those credentials." So, between him and Peyton Manning and Wheelhouse, I figure I'm covered. But I told him he was out of his friggin' mind that people would be interested in watching me and watching, my lifestyle and the company and the collectibles and everybody involved. He was right, and it's a lot of fun. But season 3, the great thing about it is that if you are really into the stuff, and we get into what makes a collectible valuable, which I think in season 1 or season 2, it was a lot of these big prices. Oh my God, I can't believe this went for so much. And then, they don't know what's going to be popular. Golden's never sold a Beanie Baby. Okay. They said, we got to do the Beanie Babies. So many people are going to like the Beanie Babies. I'm like, I'm not going to be in this friggin' Beanie Baby scene. Okay. So I threw Ryan in the scene because I didn't want to do it. And, but it's really hardcore. I mean, it brings out the emotion. Like, why does somebody want this? What makes it valuable? And it is, you said, it's a cross between culture right now, because these things are meaningful. Like, our grandparents and great-grandparents and ancestors, they bought a piece of art, they hung it on the wall, or they locked it in the vault, and that was that. But we want something that, speaks to us. And, Monet and those guys, Renoir, just not me.
I love that. And I think a lot of people are realizing, especially young people, I think collecting is finally like becoming cool.
Yep.
And people are realizing that, yes, you can invest in the stock and get like maybe a somewhat predictable return on your investment. But investing in strategic asset classes that speak to you, or that you can hang on a wall and that has a cool story behind it, to me was just so much more fun.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of young people are realizing that these pieces that they can hold and that have meaning to them, or like mark a part of their life, could potentially increase in value. And that's the name of the game with collectibles. Even last night at your Netflix party, man, I saw some amazing items. There was the third home run ball that Ohtani hit in potentially one of the greatest games ever.
The greatest.
Somehow you have it.
Yeah.
So you get to like capitalize on these culturally relevant moments and bring these items to auction, where like, who knows where they would end up otherwise.
Oh, and on that moment, for example, it is the greatest athletic performance of all time. No one's going to go on the mound, shut a team out going into the World Series, strike out 10. And by the way, I'm going to kick your ass on the plate too, because I'm going to hit 3 home runs.
Yeah. So question.
Yeah.
Will you try to get ahead of a trend in sports, and will you kind of try to forecast like if Ohtani will do well, and then be on the lookout for Ohtani memorabilia or sports cards and try to like predict the future to determine what you're buying and selling?
Well, I buy stuff personally to collect, just stuff that appeals to me. And for the company, the biggest thing I think that I did in business, besides my marketing approach originally, was to be the first major auction house to say, something, modern cards are not junk. There's a lot of people collecting them. And I held an auction in 2016 where I sold a T206 Honus Wagner. And in that same auction, I sold a 2003 LeBron James card. And people were like, what the hell are you doing putting a 2003 card in with Wagner? I said, no, I know what I'm doing. They said, and it hit $100,000 and everyone was going crazy. Well, the auction ends. The Wagner breaks the all-time record for $3.25 million, which at the time, was a record, was a big deal. That card today, I'd buy back for $20 million personally. But there was a LeBron card in there, and it went for $325,000, and it was the first ever card, I think, produced post 1980 or maybe 1970 that went for over, for that type of money. And that is really what got us into modern cards, and that's what got me all of the great modern cards you see today. And it lets people appreciate, what is going on now in the card market and back then with the patches from the uniforms, and now they've got the debut patches and just really cool stuff that ties people in to the game and makes them feel they're part of it.
The debut patches are so sick.
Isn't that a great idea?
Dude, Fanatics is absolutely crushing it. I wrestled a match, and I remember the first time someone came up to me and they're like, hey, Fanatics wants to put this patch on your shoe, and then they're going to take it off after the match and put it in a trading card. And I was like,
wow.
This is my collector, creator, and performer brain all went off at the same time. I was like, this is brilliant. Yep. And now their products are going crazy because they got these patches, debut patches, game-worn stuff, like just all going just so crazy.
Innovation's the key to all this stuff, right?
Introducing Fanatics One. For all you give to the game, now there's a loyalty program that gives back to you. Fanatics One members earn fan cash and everything that comes with it, like gear, tickets, bonus bets, collectibles, and more. Join on the Fanatics app and enjoy other member benefits like free shipping and returns and exclusive access to product. Back to the show.
What's your cutoff for modern cards, would you say? You think like the 80s and 90s?
No, to me, there's different people do it, okay? Like I used to, way back in the day, I'm a few years older than both of you. So way back in the day, to me, anything, I used to think of vintage as anything before really before 1980.
Okay.
But then what I think, the two breaks I would call that are logical is anything before 89, because 1989 is when Upper Deck came in, and they had the high gloss cards. They had the hologram, and the other date that people use is 1996, and the reason for that is the birth of Topps Chrome, and that is the birth of
Pokemon,
and the refractor.
Oh yeah.
So I would say, if you say late 90s, start of modern, or at least ultra modern, yeah.
Because I was a collector my whole childhood.
Yep.
I used to go to Knights of Columbus, which is where they would do card shows. I used to go there with my father, and I would look for these hologram cards, and a company called Flair came out, and that was big for a while. And they made these really thick cards.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
So I was around for a lot of that, and I guess I'm curious now, like when you were talking about like what drives the price of some of these cards, like what are the main factors that drive? Like obviously you've got rarity, and now you've got this new angle that's been invited in by social media, which is the idea of like hype, right? And there was always hype, and hype was driven from Beckett magazine. And the sporting events themselves, but what do you think are the main factors that drive the price of a card?
Well, first of all, you get what's pictured on the card. So is it a key player? Is it a common? Somebody who's not going to be valuable. So that's always the most important. Then how limited is it? Is it in a junk product? Is it something like exquisite where every card is valuable, even the ones that aren't that aren't part of the RPA or the autograph.
RPA, rookie patch auto.
Rookie patch autograph, yes. Is it, does it have an autograph? Does it have a jersey? And then finally, what condition? And this is the one that tricks everybody, okay? And if I'm gonna give everybody out there a piece of advice, if you're into cards at all, just because you have a 1 of 1, it does not mean it's ultra valuable, because if you have a 1 of 1 and it's one of like 50 1 of 1s of that player in the same product, and it's not an exciting product, nobody gives a crap. But the 1 of 1s from something like, National Treasures using a Panini product, or Flawless, or any the Topps Chrome, or a Refractor, or the Bowman Chrome, those are the key products that if you have a 1 of 1, you really know that you got something valuable. The retail edition 1 of 1s, things like that, they're great, but no, you don't have a $50,000 Patrick Mahomes card just because it's labeled 1 of 1.
Yeah. Somebody's so sad watching this right now.
I know. I'm the Grim Reaper with this stuff. Believe me, I break people's hearts all the time.
Condition really is everything.
Yes,
it's the first thing I tell people when they say, man, I had this crazy Pokemon collection from when I was a kid. And I was like, me too.
Yeah.
And then when I learned about it and I went back home and I got my collection, I was like, yo, these cards are beat to shit.
Yep.
and you wouldn't believe the smallest little nick or whitening on the edges of the card can ding it from a 10 to a 9. And you're talking about a multiple of the decrease in value that'll cause. Interestingly enough, there are a few big players in the grading industry.
Yep.
Grading, of course, meaning the companies that assign the grade of the condition to the card. So they'll inspect the card. They'll see what condition it's in. They'll look at things like the surface, the corners of the card, edges, and the centering. And then they'll assign a value based on what they think the condition of the card is. The big players, PSA being the biggest. Beckett's probably number 2. CGC, SGC, and then I'd put Tag there. Okay, right? So then SGC got bought by PSA. Beckett just got bought by PSA. And I'm an investor in PSA by way of being an investor in your company. And I love PSA. I grade a lot of my cards with them. We do business together. And but a lot of collectors are concerned about PSA essentially just taking over the industry.
So you have what you have is you have PSA, and I am, for disclosure, there's a gentleman named Nat Turner who is the CEO of PSA.
Great guy.
Nat invested, I knew Nat for several years. He invested in Goldin in 2016. And he currently is CEO of Collectors, large shareholder. So when I mention it, that's what I'm talking about. But Nat told me that PSA, as far as Beckett, They don't plan on changing it. They don't plan on changing the price structure. Because the first thing I asked them, I said, hey, somebody's got a $50,000 card. Are they still going to be able to grade it for $50 at Beckett, or is it going to cost them $4,000 with a new pricing structure? So I think that's going to be really important, because what people just want to make sure is you're not buying something, you're not buying a competitor just to jack up my price.
That's the concern.
That is the concern. And he told me they're going to leave Beckett as a value proposition. The other thing you have to realize is when you say, CGC, that's the parent company. The brand is CCG. And I'm sorry to everybody, all these abbreviations. But CCG is the trading card end. They do have about 20% of the market, but they're owned by I think like Blackstone, and so they're like multi-billions themselves. So they're no shrinking violet.
Is it BlackRock?
I think BlackRock, or
I don't know. Someone help.
I think Blackstone's a steakhouse, but it is really good.
Fine,
It is good.
Yeah, it's a good steakhouse.
Okay.
It might be BlackRock.
You've been there
BlackRock.
before,
Okay,
haven't
yeah.
you? Your goons are laughing because they've definitely eaten there before. They're like hoping to go to
Ken
Blackstone.
screwed up a financial question. What do we have without caffeine in here? Because I think I'm good now.
We'll get you.
Whoa.
We-
You don't want caffeine?
No,
grab
I
them-
did, which is why they told me this is great.
Here
This
comes
is
a
great,
cold-
but if I-
here
if
comes
I
an
drink this
ice
whole thing, I'll
cold-
bounce off the walls.
grape, I think KSI branded prime right there.
Very cool.
Strawberry watermelon, I think.
Strawberry watermelon.
Strawberry cream.
But it says KSI on it.
Yeah, but it's the flavor is strawberry cream.
Oh, strawberry cream.
Because KSI tastes like strawberry cream.
Okay, got it. He does?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Oh, so getting back to it. Look, that's the concern.
Sorry, Mr. Goldin.
That's the concern with the grading, right? But you have, what about AI? What's going to happen when one of these companies does? I think one of these companies uses AI, right? People say, well, is that going to put all these companies out of business? So I don't think. Do you know what the PSA registry is?
Yes.
Okay. So for anybody who doesn't, that if you own cards, you can like figure out where in the world your collection is on a particular set. So it ranks.
Where it ranks? Oh, got it.
Yeah, you can go on there and it ranks. And I sometimes buy these really weird sets, from like 100 years ago that not a ton of people collect, just so I can have the number one set in the registry. And there are it's probably multi-billions. It could be $5 billion worth of cards in the registry of PSA.
Yeah.
So these guys aren't going to get this stuff graded by anybody else anyway.
As a shareholder
Yep.
and also a collector
Yep.
who likes to get cards graded by
Yep.
PSA.
Yep.
And again, they've been just so pleasant to work with.
Yep.
They put Logan Paul pedigrees on
Yep.
some of our PSA 10
Yes, they have.
first edition cards from the box breaks. For originals, they got they hooked me up with the slabs. I think it's important that the standard of grading maybe becomes a bit more visible and cohesive. I feel like collectors are kind of worried about the potential deviation that comes with inherent human bias. Like, there's always talk about if it's the end of the day and the grader's tired or he's having a bad day, he's gonna ding your card from a 9 to a 7.
Yep.
And I think there is validity in a concern that human bias is very real. People get tired or their mood is a certain way, and so like I don't know if it's on PSA's agenda to create like that known standard. Do you know anything about whether or not maybe they're going to try to make it a little bit more specific in their grading so there's not as much potential deviation?
I mean, they bought the company Gemmermint a few years ago, which that's how when these limited edition numbered cards come through, it scans them and they can tell if it's already been graded, and that's how they catch people altering it. Because let's say somebody got a 7 and all of a sudden it looks much cleaner and it would have gotten a 9, but their computer knows they've already graded that card and they reject it completely as altered. Look, I think that you got a lot of smart individuals there and they want to protect the brand. It's a multi-billion-dollar company. Guys like Steve Cohen and Dan Sunheim, who are the two largest shareholders, they want to protect their investment. So, and these guys probably have billions invested in AI in other deals, right?
Yeah.
So I think that PSA is going to continue to do what's necessary to upgrade their standards, make the consumer feel comfortable, and it's going to come at a pace that everybody in the hobby is probably going to say, why is this taking so long?
I see. Yeah, that's always a concern of people. But I think like when you run a company as big as that, change that impactful doesn't always happen overnight.
Yep.
What's the most expensive thing you've sold?
Well, so far, the most expensive thing we've sold was $7.25 million for a really low-grade T206 Honus Wagner. It was graded a PSA, an SGC 2, $7.25 million.
The world's #1 sports fan festival, Fanatics Fest, is making its return to the Big Apple. That's right, New York City. Fanatics is bringing you closer to the leagues, the teams, the WWE superstars like my boy Logan here, and athletes you love across 4 action-packed days in July. Meet your favorite athletes, WWE superstars, and get your hands on exclusive merch, catch live podcasts, hopefully Impulsive, and interact with the biggest names in sports. Tickets are on sale now. Grab yours at fanaticsfest.com and use code IMPULSIVE10 at checkout for 10% off. We'll see you guys at Fanatics Fest, but first, let's get back into this episode right here. Why is that card like the gold standard of trading cards? Because there's going to be a lot of people watching the show that have heard of Babe Ruth, they've heard of Mickey Mantle, they've obviously heard of Jordan and all these people. But why is the Honus Wagner card so... Why is it like the gold standard for cards?
Because there's a set called, the T206 set was put out by American Tobacco Company at, the turn of the century. And it was the greatest set ever produced. It had, Ty Cobb, Cy Young, Christy Mathewson, and the best hitter in the National League, Honus Wagner. And they printed all the cards in equal numbers, except Honus Wagner said, get my card the hell out of those cigarette packs. So they just stopped production, and only a few of them got out in a brand called Sweet Caprol. And it was, there are 2 known with a I believe, Piedmont back. Ken Kendrick's, the one that's worth probably $60 million, is a Piedmont back. But I can't remember if there's one other or none others. But they stopped it. So if you can't complete the set, it is impossible to complete the set. You may have 20,000 Ty Cobbs and you won't get a Wagner. So the folklore of this guy 115 years ago, supposedly looking out for little kids buying cigarettes and lighting up and getting his card, he didn't want that. And it just has always been the most valuable card. There's never been a time in the history of the hobby where that was not the most expensive card. And even though the Kobe LeBron sold for $12 million, it's not the most expensive card because everybody knows if a Wagner 4 or a Wagner 5 or a Wagner 8 sold, it would be 3 to 5 times that price.
We're talked about the idea of hype and what factors drive value of card. Do you think that card has transcended the hobby because of its impact on culture and Americana more than any other card ever in the history of trading?
I would say it's probably, to me, the 3 most well-known cards of all time, I'd have to say would be that card, the T206 Wagner, the 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle, because that's such an iconic card and iconic image.
Is that rookie year?
It's actually his second year, but it's the first Topps card. And then the 1986 Fleer Jordan, because everybody knows that card, which also was his 3rd year in the NBA, but it's a rookie.
Wait, really?
Yes.
I have a PSA 10 in that, but I thought it was a real rookie.
It's considered a rookie because it's the first time, trading cards are technical. It's the first time that any Michael Jordan was issued in a pack.
Yo, that actually makes sense because my WWE rookie card is actually not my rookie year.
Yep. That's exactly why.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
So
it happens.
Yeah.
Were there cards of Jordan that were issued before that out of pack? No.
Yeah. So this tiny little company in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, where I actually grew up, had an NBA license in 1984 called Star. And they issued cards in team set bags, and you could just buy the whole set. And they made 5,000 or so of every team. So, but because you were guaranteed a Jordan, and you can buy the Bulls, or you can buy the 76ers, or you can buy the Pistons. It wasn't until recently that card got the proper respect that it deserves today.
As the official rookie.
Yeah, but to me, you asked about the Wagner. This was in my entire business of people dropping millions of dollars. This was the craziest story of somebody who absolutely, I don't want to say had no clue. I will say had no experience and just had a lot of money. And he made an amazing purchase. In 2013, I got my first Wagner. It was a 5, and it was called the Jumbo Wagner. And the record for a card being sold back then was 1.6 million at auction. To show you how much time changed. So we got the card, and we put out a big thing, and I'm on CNBC talking about it, and this guy registers to bid and contacts me and say, "Hey, my name is X. Can I meet you in New York? I see you're in town with the card." And I'm saying, "Okay, am I going to get mugged, or am I going to meet some rich dude?" So I met the guy, and he said, "Oh, I just registered today. I'm going to bid." And I said, "It's great." I said, "Do you own any other cards?" He goes, "No." I said, "You don't own a single card?" He goes, "Nope." I said, "What makes you interested in this card?" He goes, "Well, in school, my son is reading this book, a kid's book called Honus and Me. And it's about like a kid's version of the T206 Honus Wagner card." Wow. And that's why he bought because this guy dropped $2.1 million because he thought it was cool that his son was reading the book.
Does that piss you off? Does it upset you a little bit when like ultra wealthy people come to the hobby because they see an investment or a storyline that involves their past life, but they're not super interested in the hobby?
If I was not the founder and CEO of Goldin, it probably would, because if you're taken away from somebody else. But here's the punchline. What happened is that this guy ended up loving cards. Since then, he bought a high-grade 52 mantle from me. He's bought a Babe Ruth rookie. He's bought a bunch of the iconic cards. And so here's the funny thing. So we have to credit check people. So we credit check him, and he sent it in, because that's the one thing we do. Why bidders and consigners love us is because somebody with $400, a lot of these places, somebody with $400 in their bank account can place a $50,000 bid. And they joke about I hope I don't win. I don't know how I'm going to pay. So we check, and the guy sends us an account, and it's got like $35 million in it. But my accountant says, "Well, this is a 2-year-old statement. Do you have anything current?" So he sends us a new statement. It's got 9 figures in it. And I'm just like, "Okay, you can bid on anything you want." But these are the type of guys. And this was 2013, before the so-called big money went into the hobby.
Him and I opened up 2 of those 115-year-old cigarette packs. About $100,000 worth of old cigarette packs.
$38,000 a pack is what it cost me.
We were trying to get a T206 Wagner, bro.
Yeah. Okay, let's
unpack
this really quick. Okay,
yes.
How many of those Wagner cards are quote unquote out there? Because I want to ask you this question: 1, how many packs are left? Mm-hmm. And then 2, how do you track the idea and the perchance that Grandma Gertrude in her attic has one of these? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you know what's actually out there?
Yep. Okay. So I believe there's 34 that are graded and authenticated T206 Honus Wagners. I believe that's the title, the number across all the companies. I believe there are 0 packs, because it was interested in, put in literally Logan sold anybody. Look, for example, episode 2, King Collectibles Golden Touch this season. Look at episode 2. You will see us open up a pack of cigarettes, and you'll see what we get. But I don't think there's any car. I don't think there's any. I think there's probably less than 20 of those unopened packs of cigarettes that exist in the world. And out of all those, I'm not sure any of them have cards, and certainly guaranteed none of them have a Wagner.
Guaranteed? Because here's the thing, like
Yeah.
we talk about the Illuminati. Like, what if some Rothschild
Yeah.
is sitting on 400 packs of these things? Like, how do you know?
Well,
I guess what you don't know, so it doesn't affect the market, right?
In my 30 years, in the past 30 years, there's never been a Honus Wagner that was brought to market that nobody knew about, that wasn't previously documented.
Wow.
Everybody has known about every single Wagner for the past 30 years, and for the past 13 years since I founded Goldin. Every time somebody says they've got a Wagner and they tell me it's not graded, it's fake. Until this year.
Whoa.
Until this year, because we were lucky enough while we were filming this season, somebody contacted us and said that they had a Wagner, it wasn't graded. And I told my assistant, no, it's fake. And she said, well, they want to send a picture. So they sent a picture, and it wasn't a picture of a Wagner. It was a picture of a frame. And in the frame were all the Pittsburgh Pirates from that set. And that's 1909. That's a T206, and Wagner was a Pirate. And I looked in, and I took my phone, I scrolled it out and looked at the Wagner. I'm like, holy shit, that looks good. And I'm like, I hopped a plane to California. I saw these two old men. They were both, I think, probably 80 to 86 years old. They were brothers. And their grandfather was a huge collector. And their grandfather was about 11 years old in 1909. And their grandfather had hundreds of tobacco cards that he, as an 11-year-old kid, went to the store and opened these friggin' packs.
Wow.
No, I contacted PSA. PSA said, no, there's no, you don't have one. I sent him the picture, and he goes, holy shit, I got to show that to my head of grading. So we take the frame in, they show it to the head of grading. The guy takes a half a second look, and he goes, it's good. And the president goes, don't you want to take it out of the frame? He goes, no, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. So we went back, and I filmed for 2 hours with these brothers. No edits, no stopping. We just filmed getting their story, how they survived with nobody in the entire world knowing that they've got $10 million plus of cards in a friggin' frame, in multiple frames. And we took the card out, we got it graded, and PSA has kept that card off the population report until the new season of King Collectibles launched, because they knew how important that would be. But that's to me, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, but it's really crazy that it happened to be, it happened to occur during that 6-month window we were filming the show.
Incredible.
So it was an out of body experience.
Dude, I'm getting goosebumps because it's like, dude, think about what that card has survived. Like the time, the changing of the seasons, wars, like.
Well, there's one question.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what was the grade?
What did it get graded?
In typical PSA fashion, I thought it was going to get a 2, and it got a PSA 1. But it's probably going to sell. It could sell for $6-7 million because it's the only one of these that has ever existed in the same family. And guess what they did? They gave it its own pedigree. So any card from that find is the Shields family collection.
Oh, that's
Will
really
they
cool.
Will they sell the set? Will they sell it for more as a set or as an individual card?
We're doing it. Well, we're doing the Wagner, and we're doing some of the other cards from the collection in January in a vintage auction, and we're telling the world about it. As soon as the show went live.
Wow.
But this is when did you film this? In October? And I'm like, no, in June. And they're like, how the hell did people keep a secret for 6 months? Because nobody knows about this.
Incredible. Incredible.
Ken, who are the people that are buying from you? Like I know there's some high-end collectors and celebrity profiles that are buying from you. Like I'm sure you have some crazy stories.
Yep. So, typical people, just hobbyists, doctors, lawyers, investment bankers, a lot of people in the financial industry buy. And then you've got the athletes and the celebrities. You've got, celebrities that occasionally buy. There was a celebrity that registered for the auction about 4 years ago to get something for her husband and did not win that item. How the hell did she not win it? How the hell did she not win? I'm like, and this is not like a $5 million item. It was a 6-figure. I'm like, how the hell did she not win? But then 2 years passes, 2 years pass by, and something that obviously interested her came up, and she won it. And I'm looking at, oh my God, this is great, but we never tell anybody unless they go out there and show the world what they buy. Luckily for me, the most followed woman in the world on social media decided to show on her TV show and her Instagram what she bought. And it was Kim Kardashian when she bought O.J. Simpson's Bible that was the Robert Kardashian Bible that he inscribed and gifted to O.J. when he was arrested, and he gave it to him in jail to keep the hope. The one guy who does buy from me that I can say, because he appeared in season 1 and he posts the stuff online, is Drake.
He outbid me on a Bob Ross. Bro.
Yes, and you didn't know it at the time. I was like dying. And this is like the protocol.
So wait, is that how that works? When I'm at dinner,
yeah.
By the way, a little tipsy. I like bidding when I'm a little, like, have a good time. I'm at dinner. Yeah. I'm bidding on this Bob Ross, and bro, someone outbid me, and it was way above estimate. I believe it was like the highest Bob Ross.
It was the highest Bob Ross ever.
I'm like, who the fuck could this be?
Yes.
Are you like behind the scenes, like it's Drake and Logan bidding against each other?
I'm like dying. I'm like, yes.
You can see?
Of course, I see.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, oh shit, I wish I can call one of them and say, I can't do it as a consignor, but I was like going to call you and say, Logan, you're not going to win. I mean, but I've got protocol, so I could never. And until he posted it, I knew obviously you posted that you lost it, and Nina had to get you a different one. And but so Drake won that. Drake famously opened. God, it was like $1 million plus with me in Toronto.
Yeah, you guys crushed it.
Yeah, it was. We got all the Jordan rookies. We didn't find the triple logo, man. Yeah, but what Drake made his first purchase from Goldin. I did not know it was Drake. So this guy, and it was like Dream Corp, and was the main, I guess it was his manager. I don't want to mention his name. And we had this Tupac letter. And this Tupac letter was from prison, and it was a 6-page letter. It was probably the most iconic thing. It was rumored that that's what got him murdered because it was against thug life, and it was writing to the male black youth of America about how they should act and how they should treat women. Basically, everything against like what the gangster hip hop was. So this guy was bidding, and I get a phone call at like 2 a.m. Says, "Can you stop the auction?" And I'm like, "No." And he goes, "Do you know who I am?" And I said, "Yeah, it says your name right here is blank." He goes, "And you're currently leading the auction." He goes, "Well, can you stop it?" He goes, "No." I said, "Do you know who I represent?" I go, "No." He goes, "Well, I'm Drake's manager." And I go, "Okay." He goes, "Can you stop it now?" And I'm like, "No." It's like it's a clock. I can't violate it. And he goes, "Well, I can't reach Drake. And if we get outbid, we're going to lose, and he's going to be pissed off at me." He goes, I'm at his limit. So he got outbid. And he lost it. And I ended up finding him another really, really cool Tupac piece on my own. Just called him up and say, "Hey, this was for consignment." I spoke to the consignor, and he said that I can sell it privately. Is Drake interested? They were very appreciative. And I guess about a year later, they gave me a list of 42 items that Drake wanted to buy to outfit his place from all worlds of sports, from a Lewis Hamilton piece and this was, when did Zion get out? Zion was 2019. So this had to be 2019 because he won, the toughest one was a Zion signed Duke jersey while he was in college and could not be paid because there was no NIL.
NIL, yeah.
So that was, that was Drake, but a ton of athletes. Tyrese Halliburton is a big collector. Giannis, I met Giannis because I sold his card for $185 million, and then the next day I just get a DM and click it up and it's got the check marks next to it, and he goes, "Just thank you, Ken," because he broke LeBron's record, and And he just like hops in all the time. I'm auctioning an item and he goes, "Oh, can I have that?" I'm like, "Can you buy it?" It's $400,000.
He can buy it. Yeah. So wait, so that's interesting because I didn't think about the Tupac letter type stuff, but like where is like the end of your collectibles range? Like I'm a big Pink Floyd guy.
Okay.
So I actually got in touch with, it's the one collectible I've ever bought. I got in touch with Storm Thorgerson, who did all of the album covers for Pink Floyd. And I bought a one-of-one artist print built off of the actual negative from 1975 for Wish You Were Here for the album cover of the one guy on fire shaking hands. It was shot Burbank Studios. And they built this artist print off of it. So that type of stuff interests me. So you might have another buyer, not at the same level as him or Drake, but you know, where's your range? So you've got sports, you've got Pokemon. I know you love Beanie Babies. Like what else do you have?
Oh, look, we are anything that could be collectible. So you unfortunately missed an opportunity to get a lot of great Pink Floyd stuff because we had a rock memorabilia auction about 6 weeks ago. We set a record for the highest price Nirvana item ever sold. We set a record for the highest price AC/DC item ever sold. We set a record for the highest price Guns N' Roses item ever sold. And these are, we sold from autographed photos to concert and studio worn items, concert and studio played items, graded albums, graded cassettes. We had the initial test track that Kurt Cobain laid down. And it was like no markings, no nothing, just it was authenticated. I think it may have gone for about $100,000, and it's just crazy stuff. So you've got sports cards, sports memorabilia, comic books, TCG, Pokemon, of course, Magic the Gathering, everything else involved like that. The Disney brand as well. Star Wars,
World of Warcraft,
Star Wars, sci-fi.
I have to know.
Yes.
What is the most expensive Pokemon item that you've sold?
The most expensive Pokemon, you're going to love. If you don't know, you're going to love this. We have sold a Pokemon card for $2 million. And do you know what that was? That was the Pokemon Pikachu Illustrator in a PSA 9.
Wow.
9.
Yeah, you're right. I like that.
In a 9.
Yeah, I like
baby.
that. I like that.
Can you imagine what a 10 would be worth?
Yes. So typically,
that's crazy.
Typically, depending on the card, the 9 is going to be, from 1/5 to 1/10 the value of a 10.
Can you say who bought it?
I can tell you that sale was in the final episode of King of Collectibles Season 2. So if you're out there on Netflix watching Season 3, you got to go back, watch the old episodes. But that story behind it, I will tell you, it was somebody in Japan.
Interesting.
Yes.
Well, we obviously have a pretty crazy thing.
We have a better card.
We have the
It's
the card.
It is the most, considering how Pokemon dwarfs sports cards, it is the most coveted card in the world.
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
Well, it's also my card currently, but yeah, I'm on season 3 of King of Collectibles. You have been trying to get me to sell this card for a while.
Yep.
On season 1,
yes,
you were like, "Hey,
yep,
if you ever want to sell it," and at the time I wasn't ready.
Yep.
And then I hit Ken up, and after buying a new house and having a child and spending just an irresponsible amount of money on the wedding, I looked.
You ain't got no liquidity.
I got no liquidity. I'm poor.
Yep.
And so I kind of took a while to admit to myself, I think I'm ready to move this card.
Yep.
Who better to sell it with than you?
Yep.
I will say, of course, I did shop it around. But you gave me the best deal.
Yep.
And it's on season 3 of King of Collectibles. So this is it. This is it, Ken.
Here we go.
This is the one-of-one PSA 10 Pikachu Illustrator.
Yep.
Holy grail of Pokemon cards.
Yep.
My baby. I hunted for years, and now I'm moving with you.
Yep.
Because you gave me a healthy offer on Netflix.
Yes, I did.
That I couldn't refuse.
I did. And people, if people watch that, Yes, that was a real check. Yes, it cashed.
That's what I said. That's what I said. That was an actual real check.
That was a real check. Yes, it cashed.
Wait, so you this is already sold to Ken?
No, it's
Or
consigned.
sold- sorry, consigned to Goldin. Got it.
What I did was I gave him a cash advance, and typically, we look at the value and we give a fraction of the value, a portion of the value as a cash advance. This way, Logan can take care of expenses until the card sells, which will be, it'll go live. It's live up on the site now, just for a preview. But the auction will go live around January 12th. January 12th, and we're going to conclude. I believe it's February 15th, which is right when 30th anniversary of Pokemon.
I mean, Ken, this card means a lot to me. I set a Guinness World Record with the sale of this card, with the purchase of this card. It's a Guinness World Record setting card.
Yep.
I wore this card out to my WrestleMania debut.
Yep.
And every time I look at it, I just feel the connection I have with Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say, like 2 weeks ago, I was having some seller's remorse.
Mm-hmm.
I had to have a real dialogue with myself about whether or not I actually wanted to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
And I played out the scenario in my head of like approaching you and saying like, hey, here's your advance back. Can I get the card? But after having some conversation and sleeping on it for a few nights, I decided I want to move forward with it.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm pretty excited for the auction in general because I know besides this card, we're trying to make this the best Pokemon auction of the generation.
Correct.
I'll probably be buying some of the other stuff in the auction.
I know a couple pieces you'll probably be buying.
Yeah. Dude, you know what else is in the auction? You're not going to fucking believe this. I saw it last night.
What is it?
All right. You know the Charizard that we pulled in our break? It got graded a PSA 10.
Yep.
Has the Logan Paul break on it.
Yep.
The guy who got it, Will Creasy, the Australian guy, who also got a PSA 10 Venusaur, first edition break, Logan Paul break, is on the auction. He's moving those two cards.
Oh,
and the Venusaur. So the trio, the starters, Charizard, Blastoise, and Venusaur, all in PSA 10, all with the Logan Paul break pedigree that we fucking
There
pulled.
goes your liquidity.
Yeah.
I know. I told him, I'm like, I'm gonna be bidding on those.
And look, it's crazy. We'll have outside the Illustrator, like we literally are the auction's gonna do literally another $10 million, maybe $20 million. Because look, and I use this word when I was talking to Logan. I use this word. He goes, "Holy shit!" That's how I just describe myself. People like in the industry have referred to me as like the P.T. Barnum of marketing because I just pull out. Nothing to me is off limits. I just want to promote my company. I want to promote my consigners items. I want to do anything and everything I can to get them the highest price. Because if I get, if I'm selling a key item and I get a shitty price, I'm not going to get a similar item like that in the future. So, this auction is going to be the biggest thing literally since, first edition Pokemon came out.
I want to be live streaming.
Yep.
While breaking a first edition box.
Okay.
As the auction is happening.
Okay.
So I can both see the final sale price of my card. On live, and then also potentially bid on the other cards.
Yeah, you can show people I'm bidding right now.
As well.
Where are you going to be? Where are you going to be?
I don't know yet, but it's going to happen right before the 30th anniversary of Pokemon.
Yep.
And if you remember, the box breaks we did 5 years ago was the 25th anniversary of Pokemon.
Yep.
And so it's going to be kind of this cool, like, full circle moment. And I actually blame you for my recent affinity towards breaking boxes. Because we got together when we did this deal.
Yep.
And broke some boxes, and bro, I got the bug again.
Yeah.
I got that, like, the collectible nostalgia bug crept up on me, bit me in the ass.
Yep.
When we travel for WWE, first thing we've been doing, we'll land in these cities, we look up a local card shop, and we just go clean up Pokemon boxes, bro. And we just break backstage. We're just ripping backstage. I can't stop.
He was doing it at F1.
Oh,
and throwing the packs all over the place.
Can I bring my bag in?
Sweet.
See if I've got those 2003. If I don't have the 2003 tins, they're in the car.
Oh, can we do some cards?
Yeah, we might as well
now?
break something if we're talking about it. Right?
If you buy this card, do you get the case and chain and stuff with it?
You get everything. I mean, to me, look, it's I can't look. It was the key card.
Wait, Ken.
Yes.
Can I hand deliver it to the buyer?
That would be amazing if you want to do that.
I would love to. I would love to
Okay.
do that.
I'm going to put that in there.
I would.
What's
I
it-
would
what's
love
My
to
staff,
do
you're
that.
hearing this, right? So you know how to write
I
this up?
swear. I
Okay.
swear. Well,
Okay.
bro, to me,
Yeah.
this thing is sacred.
Yes.
When I bought this from Dubsy,
Yep.
the purchase was like an experience. We went to dinner.
Yep.
We played pool. I was in Dubai. It was the whole thing was an experience.
Yes.
It was cool for me as a buyer to have that as well as the actual card.
Yep.
And so for the next buyer, and I can't imagine this card is going to exchange hands much after this purchase. Like it'll probably be, it may never move again. So I would like to make an experience for them so they have the memory.
The
of,
energy shift. We almost died buying this car. There's a
Yeah.
whole story.
Yeah,
on it,
yeah.
dude. It was a wild.
Don't rip my bag apart, guy. If you don't see it, it would be the main or it's where my kids get. It's in the car. Then let's get it. Where the
Yeah, we
kids
should
gifts
get it.
are.
We should- yeah, we
I
should
got
probably
2
get it.
boxes and I got holders to put the cards.
Where's
in.
Ken? Where's the bidding going to start for this thing?
It's a good question. I think the absolute lowest, I would probably start the bidding, unless people tell me no, just let more people. Sometimes the staff
Just start at a penny.
Yeah, start at a penny.
Start at a penny.
I was going to start at $1 million.
No,
pennies.
no. Start at a penny.
Where do you think it's gonna land?
It's going to. My goal is to be able to challenge the all-time price of a trading card, which right now I believe is $12.6 million.
Got it.
That to me, I would go out, I would party, I would celebrate, I'd feel accomplished, like I did a good job. Because people may say, wait, it's not sports, but I look at things from a financial basis. Like I sold that Shohei Ohtani 50-50 ball for $4.4 million. When I started it at $500,000, people in the industry thought I was fucking nuts. They said, "What? Who cares? Who cares?" I said, "No, you don't understand the importance of Shohei Ohtani." And that's what I'm talking about here. People don't understand the importance, the cultural impact, and the fanaticism that goes into Pokemon collectors. And the fact that these people who were playing, and whether it's playing the game back in the late 1990s, early 2000s, whether it was like my older daughter, like Laura, walking around bumping into shit because she's walking the street with doing Pokemon Go when that was a big thing.
Yeah.
And this is the iconic card. This is the Mona Lisa of all Pokemon collectibles. So I think somebody can lay out a really, really, really big number that's going to shock people.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm excited.
And Logan is buying everybody in here a steak dinner when that happens.
Oh,
yeah. I'll do it.
Nice.
I'm
At Blackstone's.
Yeah, there you
I'm really excited. I got my guys at Poly Market to put up a Poly Market about what people think it'll sell for. But yeah, I think I'm gonna put the yes no, the over under for 5 million.
Okay.
Will it sell for more? Will it sell for less?
Okay.
I'm really curious what people think.
If they can't buy that, they can buy something else from the same auction.
We'll see, man.
Can they? Can they do that?
Pokemon's
They're
expensive, bro.
Yeah.
What do you think that first edition Logan Paul break Charizard will go for? PSA 10.
Oh, guy, look, it's probably the best one. So, what's the record for Charizard?
I think you just said it.
550.
I think you just said it.
Yeah, 550.
A
550.
A first edition Charizard just sold for $550,000.
Yep.
Okay, let's rewind for a second. 5 years ago, I marched into King Gary's house and gave him $150,000 cash for that same card.
Yep.
And one just sold for $550,000.
Yep.
First off, Gary, thank you. Thank you so much. But I think with this one, I'm curious because it has that pedigree on the Logan Paul break. There's video of it being pulled.
And that's
it might be the most recent Charizard to get graded a 10 from a box break. I'm just so eager, and I hope I'm the buyer of it.
Yep.
I hope I'm the buyer of it. This whole thing's so exciting to me, Ken, and just like.
What did you think about all the Pokemon hype when it first started? Were you a fan of it, like when it was first kicking off?
When it first came out, look, part of me like, hey, it's something else to sell. But to me, I didn't get it. Okay, I didn't get it because that was not my era. I was sports. The games that I played were typically, I played fantasy sports when it was in cards and things like that, and people kept it wasn't even online, right? So that was me. But as I've talked to the people, and as I've seen what goes on, and you know, as even my own kids. I mean, when Paul was 6 and wearing Pokemon pajamas, okay, and everything like that, I'm saying, oh my God, this is like a massive brand. To me, like the biggest equivalent to me is like Star Wars, okay, where what do people pay for the best of the best stuff for Star Wars? And you know, if you had Luke Skywalker's lightsaber from the original, A New Hope, what would that go for? And you're probably looking about $25 million. It would, compete with the ruby red slippers. And that's what this is.
And it's crazy because actually, like when you look at the value of brands, like the Pokemon brand's actually stronger. I mean, the Pokemon's the most,
brother.
Yeah.
Pokemon's number one or number two?
No, not highest grossing franchise in history.
Wasn't it Hello Kitty?
I think Hello Kitty's next. The difference is astronomical, though.
And I'm sure this stuff is driving the Pokemon brand even higher, too.
They're also, in my opinion, crushing it in terms of the TCG.
Yeah.
Their releases, the cards, the art, everything about it is just so good. I think the games could use a little more character and touch. I played some of the more recent games, and it didn't give me that feeling I had when I was a kid. I think they need to work on the storylines a little bit, but like it's just such a massive company. There's like 3 or 4 branches of it, a lot of decision makers. But the TCG, the collectibles, merch, media behind it, it's to me, man. It's just, I mean, you know how I feel about Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like I had a big moment a couple weeks ago when my daughter chose her starter Pokemon.
Oh wow!
It was something. I had a Magikarp set off to the side. And she approached the Charmander, the Squirtle, and the Bulbasaur, and then she just that Magikarp, that orange fucking stupid fish, caught her eye. And then she looked down at the Squirtle, and she looked back, and I'm like, she's gonna choose Squirtle, right? I have a Squirtle tattoo. She just went to the Magikarp, dude.
Was she instructed to go for that? Was there somebody off scene?
She's 14 months.
No, but was there someone off scene like pointing at it or something?
No one was. No, she
was waving a little toy behind it.
No, she chose the Magikarp, and I just thought, man, like all he knows is splash, and it doesn't even inflict damage. But it does. But you know what? Magikarp evolves into Gyarados, a big, beautiful water dragon. And it was an investment in her future. And, I see that now. She's wise beyond her years, and I'm proud of her decision.
Amazing.
How much are these boxes worth?
I don't know.
Oh, I only ask because, dude, you guys have been throwing around some crazy. I would love to buy a new Camry. So, like, is there some?
Do you know how much wax we've cracked? The amount.
No, this isn't about you. I'm trying to make a come up right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Let me get one of these.
These are under 1,000.
Oh, come on.
Okay. However, here's the difference. Okay, the difference is that I believe. Unlike last night when we opened up some stuff on eBay Live and didn't get any successful big cards from 2003, these are guaranteed an autograph in each of these tins. So that means, like literally we can pull a 6-figure LeBron card, potentially a 6-figure signed Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant card right now.
Right now?
Right now.
Give me that shit.
So here we go.
My ripping's gotten pretty good.
Okay.
Here you go. Ken.
What's the difference between the boxes? Nothing, just different color.
Different. They want different designs. One people collect every type tin. These are the tins.
Oh, just one. It's just one.
One souped up pack.
Oh, it's not even in a pack. It's just in a plastic wrapper that you can see through.
What do we got?
Gilbert Arenas.
Should I open the
number to 100?
Yeah. Open it. You open it. There's multiple inside, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
I know Logan knows I'm not very good at ripping. What's the proper tactic?
All right, here we go.
To not damage the cards.
Here we go.
Yeah, I got that part.
Gilbert Arenas to 100. My autograph is Carlos Boozer.
Okay, that's that. It's
Carlos
first round
Boozer.
draft pick. He's pretty good. He had a nice career.
Carlos Boozer.
Very good.
All right. Wow, there's only 3 or 4. It's only 3.
You'll never believe what my autograph is.
Huh?
Dude from the Nuggets.
You'll never believe what my autograph is.
Kirby Puckett.
No, I wish it was Kirby Puckett.
Oh, no.
Big Kirby Puckett guy, dude.
Okay.
Carlos Boozer.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I think they want. We're in Miami. A lot of boozing going on, dude.
Oh my God.
Double boozer, dude.
Double boozer.
Boozer rhymes with only one word.
Oh, God.
Damn.
He was
dude.
a really good NBA.
Yeah, no,
Any-
Boozer-
any-
no,
any
Boozer was a
LeBron, Jordan,
player,
or Kobe unsigned.
That's crazy. Nothing.
D Wade, Carmelo
We
Anthony.
have nothing.
To be honest, I don't
Here,
have it.
sleeve these and get them out of my fucking face.
I got Stick Navaskavali, Stavinskavali, and I got a Jason Richards card.
Kevin. Yo, real quick, 60% of people watching this are not subscribed. I can't believe
What?
it. If you've made it this far, you clearly mess with Impulsive. Subscribing literally helps us bring on insane guests and keeps the show getting better. So please hit the subscribe button. Let's get back to it. What's the most expensive thing you own?
Most expensive thing I own, it's probably my 1927 60 home run season game used Babe Ruth bat that came directly from his wife Claire Ruth.
Whoa.
PSA 10.
It's a bat?
It's a bat. It's a game used bat that he used during his greatest season ever, when he hit 60 home runs in 1927. And it's the only known Ruth bat that has provenance directly from his wife after he passed.
How much you think that's worth?
It's over $2 million. I don't know how far over $2 million it is.
What does a PSA 9 Babe Ruth bat look like?
Well, PSA, look, a lot of it depends on what it is. That's the key with bats is bats are like jerseys. They are so specific. Like a Kobe Bryant jersey can sell for $90,000, a photo match Kobe Bryant jersey. It's probably higher than that now, but let's just say $100,000. But if you have the right moment of his career, the iconic moment that people remember and vibe with, it could be a $4 million jersey.
Like this was the jersey he wore when?
Exactly. Like if you had his
got
81-point game jersey,
Yeah.
That could approach $10 million.
Wow.
You ever sell dinosaurs?
Yes. We had a Triceratops. Unfortunately, had a reserve. It didn't hit, but we had one in the Golden 100. And I've got a friend who bought. I don't know if he owns the record still or not, but who bought the most expensive dinosaur.
Ken?
Huh?
Ken Griffin?
No.
It must be a private sale then.
This is somebody who's not as well known as Ken Griffin.
He bought a dinosaur in a private sale, more than $44.6 million?
Oh, he bought his for 38.7. So that must have been his record was broken.
What was it?
It was a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Holy smokes.
Yes.
Holy smokes.
Yes.
Dinosaurs are going crazy.
Yes, they are.
Dinosaurs are going crazy, man. We
It's just a funny.
Oh, and anything.
It's just a funny thing to say, like as an outright sentence.
I mean, and you were asking like, what else we're gonna do?
You know what I'm saying? It's just like think about the sentence itself. Like
dinosaurs are going crazy.
No, it is. Why not?
dinosaurs are going
Going
crazy.
nuts, dude.
They're not. when whole Jurassic Park stuff came out, like Amber and all that stuff was like going crazy. Like people were like trying to find all this old thing and see if there's something in it. But yeah, it's people are fascinated by the past. I look at collectibles and what everything is, whether it's a card, whether it's a bat, whether it's a jersey, whether it's a comic book, whether it's my watch, there are moments in time, there are pieces of history, and somebody buying and owning it is really a caretaker of that part of history.
Ken Griffin
Yes.
bought Apex the Stegosaurus for $44.6 million.
Yep.
I visited Apex myself.
Wow.
Thought I had a chance. Well, the estimate was only $4 to $6 million.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm sitting there.
More like 46 million.
Seriously, Mike. No, I'm sitting there and I'm like, dude, I'm going to win this fucking Stegosaurus.
Yeah.
Had a whole marketing plan for it. It was going to go tour museums around the world. I'm thinking I'm going to get it for like $4.5, $5.5.
Yeah.
And bro, the price just keeps shooting up and up and up. And 30 million, 35 million. Ends up selling for $44.6 million.
That's normally the way he rolls is public auction and significantly higher than people expected to go.
I mean, that's a 10x the estimate.
Yeah.
On Sotheby's.
For him, it's an Apple Pay.
No, actually,
He just was just like, yep.
Yeah. He's so
Don't
fucking
care.
rich,
Don't
dude.
care, dude.
He had a gangster quote too when he bought it. It was like,
Fuck Logan Paul.
yes. yes.
That was his like last statement on it. No, what he said.
No, he said, Apex was found in America and it's staying in America.
There you go.
And I think you put it in like the American Museum of Natural History, or like, you know, it's touring the museums in America, which is actually awesome. But yeah, they're going crazy.
Better than you would have done with it. You would have put a prime in its hand or something.
Probably, yeah. No. I had a whole marketing plan for it. I was gonna do a museum tour as well.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
I love a good museum, dude.
Well, dinosaurs are something to consider.
Yep.
Dinosaurs are going crazy.
They're going
Definitely.
crazy.
As long as you can get them.
Yeah, that is true.
Get them while you can, guys.
Hey, what about auction houses doing fraudulent stuff?
Mm-hmm.
It seems like this might be becoming a bit of a thing.
Well, it was. God, and people are going to hate me. I think it was more of the norm in the early 2000s and 2000, you know, probably up until like 2011, because at the time, with this software that they had, auction houses, you know, software was primitive and it was all cookie cutter. You know, you get it off the rack. So if somebody had a max bid left in the system back then, 15 years ago, most of these auction houses were able to see what it was. And that's how people got in trouble, because, you know, there were, you know, people would bid. But nowadays, you know, like for example, at Goldin, there's never been a day that we could see what somebody's bidding. Okay, so you can't see.
You can't see?
We can see only the real bid. So let's say something's at $1,000. Somebody bids $1,100. But this guy just really wants the item. He just said, you know something, I'm going on vacation. I'm going to put a $5,000 max bid in.
Yep.
You know, so, you know, just like you do on, you know, like on eBay, where you put it in and hope that nobody beats it over time.
Yep.
So we would never know. And the auction will close.
Oh, really?
And we will never know that was in the system. And that's the way all software should be.
Do you know if other auction houses do that?
I believe most auction houses right now, unless they're conducting a live auction, most auction houses and most software does not allow that to not allow people to see it. But back at the time when we had it done, Zen Auction, which when we merged with Collectors, that's what they did. But even in 2012, when I used another software system, they said, "Do you want to see?" No, we never want to see a max bid. I don't want to deal with that crap. I don't want anyone to ever say, "Oh my God, I got," because people, they put in the max bid and they win the item one bid above one bid under their max. Crazy. Or something like that. And they just think, "Oh, this is suspicious."
Do you know that happened to me?
One bid under your max, yeah. Yeah, probably. You know, my guess would be is that you put a value on it and your value is probably slightly higher than the next person's, and that's what happened.
Just randomly $1,111 higher?
You won the item or you lost it?
I won.
Okay. Where'd you buy it?
Heritage.
Okay. I'm not going to say anything negative about the competitors.
Are you aware of the situation with my Michael Jordan floor court?
I'm very aware with your situation with Michael Jordan floor, and I'm glad you didn't have to buy it if you didn't want to.
Yeah, me too. Especially because it's not what they said it was.
But you know something? You ever use ChatGPT?
All the time.
All the time. Do you ever go to ChatGPT and ask who is the most knowledgeable person in the collectibles industry to see what they say?
No.
You want to do it now?
I usually just go.
If it's not you, this flex has gone horribly wrong.
Okay, just type it in.
Hello? 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 Hey, who is the most knowledgeable person in the collectibles industry in general, if I want to talk to someone about collectibles?
Hey, so in the world of collectibles, there's not really one single crowned guru, but there are definitely some big names who are super respected. For example, if you think about someone like Ken Goldin, he's a well-known figure in the sports card and memorabilia auction space. If you want to talk to someone,
that's awesome. That's sick.
Okay.
That was a good flex.
Yes.
That was a good flex. So, how much are you paying OpenAI for that plug?
Yeah, exactly. And you say who's the most popular, who's the most well-known. The question, believe me, I send that to eBay execs all the time. Since I learned how to play with ChatGPT, my wife said ChatGPT is now my girlfriend. But because I ask her everything as opposed to my wife. But hit me up anytime. Like literally, if you're even with a competitor, if you're looking at something, hey, what do you think? I'll give you free advice. Just ask me.
Yeah, I think
I just asked who the face of the WWE was right now.
Who is it? Logan.
Universally agreed upon face of WWE the way there once was with stars like John Cena or Roman Reigns. But there are a few top names most fans and analysts point to as the company's key faces right now. Top candidates for the face of WWE in 2025. Cody Rhodes, widely regarded as the current leading babyface and biggest star on the roster. He's WWE's undisputed
What about the
WWE
next? There's going to be another one.
and
You don't
gets
think it's going to
huge
be you?
reactions, strong merch sales, and top billing in major storylines. Many wrestling outlets say he is the face of
I thought it was good.
This is your last show, Mike.
I beat Cody Rhodes.
That is true. Well, ChatGPT doesn't know that. That's for sure.
Hey, don't lose this card when you wear it to my brother's fight, please. Please.
Absolutely.
900
Just be
pounds of
so
muscle.
careful. We're in Miami, dude. Miami's crazy.
Absolutely. I got about 900 pounds of security going around with me.
Even more.
Yep.
And I want to hand deliver it to the buyer.
Okay. I will put that in.
I'll do it.
Yep.
That sounds fun. All right, Ken, that's all we got, dude.
Well, hey, thank you for having me. And everyone's got to do one thing. They got to watch Netflix, go to Netflix, watch every episode of King of Collectibles, The Golden Touch, Season 3, because, we need a Season 4, 5, and 6.
Yes, we do. That I'll be on.
Yes.
All right, Ken Goldin, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Hoorah!
Thank you.
Hoorah!
Hit that subscribe button. We love you so dearly. And we'll see you next time. Peace.